Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Zach from the Car Guy Chronicles. Today we're going to talk about one of the most theatrical, attention-grabbing ways Americans purchase automobiles, the tent sale. So stick around. Okay, so everybody's seen, one weekend only. Come to the Livestock Event Center. We're going to have 3,000 cars there or whatever. And they make a big deal out of it. They spend thousands of dollars advertising. And you drive by and you go, gosh, what's this all about? Well, a tent sale is exactly that. You have one or several dealers. They all get together and they drive a bunch of cars down to a particular place. Think Walmart parking lot, strip mall parking lot. If you have one of the big hotels that are in the area, if they have a large parking lot, they will rent that space out and they will put up a tent and bring all their cars down for a couple of days, usually a 3 or 4 day sales, in order to gain more volume and more profit. So at its core, the tent sale is a marketing event, but it's not just how they market the cars, it's how they sell them. And the whole key here is isolation. Getting you out of where you would normally be comfortable and more in control to being less in control, and then being able to get you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So let's talk about the psychology of the event. The tent is just that, it's a tent. But everything is laid out intentionally in order to control the process. And what do I mean by that? You get there. There's a spot, there's a display for all their cars. There's the tent. Once you go into the tent, there's a process that you go through there. There are tables that are strategically lined up for them to kind of watch and see what's going on. There's music going on constantly in these things. There's an announcer that will announce, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are the proud new owners of a new 2022 Nissan Sentra. And then there's applause. It truly is a circus-like environment. So at its core, these sales are designed to take advantage of people that are easily manipulated, don't have a lot of control, and that don't do any research. It taps into something nostalgic. I remember when I was a kid, I would go to the circus with my family, and I always thought about, okay, so I'm gonna get something cool to eat. There's gonna be wild animals there. There's gonna be clowns. There's gonna be all of this stuff that ties into an emotional part of who you are, and you think, gosh, at some level, if I go there, I'm going to have this kind of reward. So there's a sense of urgency, there's a sense of scarcity, and with all the other people that are purchasing, there is a buying frenzy that often happens, and people sometimes will do things that they normally wouldn't do. And that's why these sales, why they still have them and why they're still successful, is that the fact that they can control you 100% once they get that little bit of nostalgia into you. So like I said, everything is intentional. The way the tables and chairs are laid up on the inside of the tent, the way that the drapes go along the back of the room, they have finance offices set up there to take you from point A, which is when you get there, to actually driving out of there in your new or used car. It is designed to basically control and sometimes manipulate you. So while it might feel like a fun event, the goal there is pretty serious, and that's to capture as many sales as they can and make as much money as they can while they're there. So what I'd like you guys to do is, in the comments, let me know if you think that you're going to get a better deal at one of these tent sales, or if you were to actually do what I normally advise you to do, is to do some research, make an offer, get your mechanic involved. Pretty much all of that stuff goes out the window when you go to one of those sales. So let me know if you think you might be able to get a better deal by going to one of these sales. The type of control that they have. So I always recommend that you do some research on the car. That's gone. You're not going to do any research while you're out there. I don't care if you do have your phone with you. You're not going to do that. I always recommend that you have a mechanic inspect the car. New cars, that's a different story, but if it's a used car, have your mechanic inspect the vehicle, drive it, make sure that it's not going to fall apart on you or be something that's going to be a burden on you. That's out the window. Your negotiating power is on the phone. If you're in a tent with these people that stop and think about it. They have hundreds and hundreds of hours of sales experience, and you do this once every 2 to 3 years. Any kind of control that you're going to have over the transaction is gone. So you're thinking that you can score maybe a good deal at one of these events. Stop and think about who pays for everything that you see and you hear down there. And that's you. Think about it. You've got the tent to pay for, you got the space rent, you have all the advertising, you have additional employees that they need to hire, you have to cater the event because your employees can't leave. They're going to be there for 12 to 15 hours a day. You're going to need extra security there at night. You're going to have to pay for utilities, be it phone, power, internet. All of these things add up. In one of the staffed events that I actually put on when I was still in the business, we actually had a spot at the convention center for a new car show. And that was running between $12,000 to $15,000 a day. Who pays for all of that? You do. So, do you think tent sales are all smoke and mirrors? You think you might get a better deal when you're down there? I don't know. So tent sales. I hope that was informative. I hope that you liked the content, and I hope that maybe some questions that you had may have been answered. So please, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.